You really shouldn't sneak up on your Dr. Grandma like that. Well, since you're here, I was just about to read a story from when I was a little girl. My Dr. Grandma used to read it to me. Would you like to hear? Okay. It's called Chica Blanca and the Seven Dorks. Once upon a time, in a dimension not so very far from your mind's eye, there exists a place called Humpkin Land. It's way far out. It's a fertile kingdom with lots of orchards and piggies, fried chicken, cheeseburgers, and delicious fountains of whiskey and beer mimosas. In the high desert, there are hot springs. Humpkin Land was ruled by the Empress, who resided high up in her pussy palace with all her kitty cat bodyguards. She spent her days fulfilling all her carnal desires, because she could pretty much do whoever or whatever she wanted. One day she received a special pocket mirror from her boo that would reveal to her the best of the best. At that moment, the Empress had a sweet tooth. She looked in the mirror and said, "Mirror, mirror in my hand, as Empress of Humpkin Land, I order you, tell me, whose apple pie tastes the very most grand?" The mirror replied, "The apple pie beyond compare is made by she of darkest hair. Chica Blanca is her name. When it comes to baking, she got game." Chica Blanca. That name sounds familiar. The reason the name sounded familiar was because 6 months prior, the Empress was gifted an apple pie bought from the farmer's market that had been made by Chica Blanca. In fact, the box the pie came in had Chica Blanca's face on it. At the time of trying it, though, the Empress was in a pissy mood, so she had taken one bite and said it was too apple pie-ish. But it had come highly recommended. "Guard, I order you to bring me the freshest apple pie by tonight, or else." "Yes, Your Empress," the guard replied. Chica Blanca was your typical badass bitch, with a touch of sweetie pie. You know what? No, she wasn't. She wasn't your typical archetypal placeholder feminine character. She was a badass bitch. She worked hard and played even harder. At the farmer's market, her apple pie would always sell out first. They were so good, it seemed she was always turning people away. When she had to do that, sometimes her customers would get nasty. They would act like downright dirty dogs. Sometimes Chica couldn't handle the scrubs coming up to her booth, acting a fool and disrespecting her. It baffled her how people could be so mean and demanding to someone who gives them the goods. Often they would scarf it down so fast they would barely enjoy it. On the day the Empress got a hankering for pie, Chica Blanca was busy whacking away in her garden. The weeds were really out of control. Suddenly she felt like she was being watched. Then she silenced her motor. Everything was still. Suddenly, an arrow zoomed past her chest, just barely missing her nipple. On the arrow was a letter. It read, Chica Blanca, by order of the Empress, you must stop what you're doing right now and bake a fresh apple pie for Her Highness. This will be picked up at your centrally located commercial kitchen at sundown. At reading this, Chica Blanca became livid. She had to immediately smoke a fat bowl to not make a scene, for she knew she was still being watched. After putting on a funkadelic record and getting stoned out of her gourd, she was able to fully calm down. And she knew what she had to do. She had to GTFO. Get the fuck out. She was sick of this town, sick of this business, sick of the whole facade that was Humpkin Land. That fall, the Empress had given her pie a poor review, which had lost her account for the Funk-a-Lot winter hurrah, and now she wanted a fresh pie in May. The only way to make a fresh pie with fresh apples would be if she bought some imported apples from New Squeezeland, and that was on the other side of the planet. That was against her beliefs and business practices to import fruit when you can make it your own. It even says on her label, I only use apples from my own kingdom because everyone knows Humpkinland has the juiciest fruit. She went into her room, got out her decoy wig, packed up a few preserves, and hopped on her radical racing rug. It zigged and zagged down the road, hovering just above the daisies. Meanwhile, to the far east of Humpkinland, Pappy, Slappy, Scrappy, Chappy, Fappy, Sappy, and Rat-a-tat-tappy were busy working in the funk mines of Funk-a-Lot Mountain. People sometimes called them dorks, but they were far from nerdy. They were super cool dudes. The reason they called them dorks was because dork actually means whale penis. The funk miners were small in stature, so they could easily navigate the tight crevasses of the funk mines, and although they were short in height, their junk was bountiful, thus giving these dudes the nickname dorks. During the funk flows, they worked in the mountains. At night, they would make the musics. Wow, fellas, there sure is a lot of funk in here. There sure is, Slappy, said Pappy. And we all know what a valuable resource funk is to all the magical beings of Humpkinland. Not to mention Funk-a-Lot proper and all the territories of Bootyshire, chimed in Chappy. Bootyshire, ooh, I love me some Bootyshire. Babes, ooh. Hey, when we playin' that Bootyshire Brewbuds gig? Huh? Asked Scrappy. That's a good question. I can check the calendar when we get home, okay? Hey, Fappy! Get out of that corner. Not on company time. Oh, Fappy. Always fapping the day away. But what had become of Chica Blanca? The sun had set a while ago. It was dark. Then, Chica's rag hit a snag. Her rug. Her racing rug. It started to unravel and unravel. There was nothing left. She felt around on her hands and knees, but could see nothing. Everything was so strange. The boulders seemed to be hairy. Oh, that's not a good sign. The boulders seemed to be hairy and sensitive to temperature. They would shrink and contract with the touch of her warm hand. The trees were smooth, with large vein-like markings. Chica thought that she had lost her smoking satchel when the rug had become undone, but it was secured to her backpack. She reached in, and she got out the lighter. When she lit it, her eyes widened in horror. She thought this place was a myth, but now she knew it was real. She was in the phallic forest. Whew, it's getting a little scary. I think we'll stop for now, but I hope you return back again soon to hear from Dr. Grandma and what happens to Chica Blanca and the Empress. Will she be mad? What about those men in the funk mines? I want to know more about them. All right.